What if the thoughts you're trying to ignore were actually answers from Allah? You think it's just you. You think your heart is exaggerating. But why does this person always come back to you, even after you've tried to forget them? Why is it that every time you make dua, raise your hands to the sky, a face, a name, a silent presence returns again and again, as if the sky were trying to tell you something? It's not just in your head. Maybe it's a sign that Allah is sending you again and again so that you understand. You shouldn't just love with your heart. You must understand with your faith. In this video, we're going to talk about these signs that Allah may be sending you about someone your heart already knows. We're not going to play with emotions. We're going to decipher the signs with the eyes of the heart and the light of Islam. Are you ready? Then open your heart and listen attentively. 1. When your heart prays without speaking. You haven't said anything, you haven't uttered a word, but your heart, it has never stopped speaking. It thinks of this person in the quietest moments, not when everything is noisy around you, but in those moments when the world falls silent and only the soul remains awake. After wudu, between two salahs, just after Fajr, when the air is still clear and the light has not yet touched the walls, their name comes to you again, gently, inexplicably, and you ask yourself, why her? Why him? Why now? But what if it wasn't you? What if it wasn't a thought like any other? What if it was an answer from above? Because sometimes it's not our will that speaks, but the echo of something greater. When Allah wants to guide you, He doesn't always raise His voice. He breathes into your heart signals that only living hearts can grasp. A constant, discreet reminder, but one that returns like a silent tide, not to obsess you, to awaken you. You say it's a coincidence. You want to convince yourself. You think it's just attachment. But why then is there this feeling of tranquility when you think of this person? Why this light in your chest, this calm in your veins? Why does this thought return precisely after dhikr, or when you make a sincere request to your Lord? It's not a voice, but a light weight that your soul feels. It's not a vision, but a direction that your heart recognizes. Allah is Al-Latif, the subtle one, the one who acts silently. He doesn't always knock loudly on your door. He slips messages between two silences. He shows you something without you even realizing that He has already answered you, and more often than not, you ignore Him because you're waiting for a spectacular sign. But the most sincere hearts don't need noise. They recognize the sweetness of a divine reminder when it gently crosses their chest. So sit down, close your eyes, breathe, and ask yourself, what if this persistent thought isn't there to trouble me, but to guide me? 2. The signs of Allah are never noisy. They are not lightning bolts that split the sky. They are not dreams where answers descend like ready-made letters. And they are especially not voices from the invisible that come to shout your destiny. Number. The signs of Allah are often silent, almost invisible, but impossible to ignore when the heart is awake. You make dua. You ask Allah for clarity, for direction, and without even looking, this person returns to your field of vision. They appear where you least expect them, their name on a screen, a reminder that corresponds to what you feel for them, a word spoken by a loved one, as if the answer had already met you. You pass by a bookstore, and a book catches your eye. You open it by chance, and the words describe what you are experiencing. You come across a passage that speaks to you of steadfastness, trust, and destiny. And even if it's not an explicit message, your heart recognizes something like a light touch on the soul. These are the small chains of events that seem like nothing, but which become too numerous, too precise, too gentle to be merely the result of chance. Allah is Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. He does not impose, He proposes. He does not crush, he attracts. He knows the fragility of your heart, so he chooses to guide you gently. A name that comes back at the right time, a soothing thought right after your prayer, a peaceful energy every time this person is present in your heart. These are not spectacular signs. They are subtle, gentle, but persistent, like a light that returns tirelessly to the same place until you understand that it's not the lighting that has changed. It's the place that has been designated. Perhaps Allah is preparing you for something your mind doesn't yet understand. Perhaps He's connecting two stories that don't cross paths by chance. Perhaps He wants you to understand. This person isn't there to distract you, but to guide you. You don't see a perfect future. You don't feel uncontrollable passion. You simply feel tranquility, a sakina. And that's often the true sign. 3. When compatibility becomes clear. You can't rely solely on what you feel. Emotions can be intense, but they aren't always reliable. Love in Islam isn't based on turmoil, but on stability, not on fleeting butterflies, but on a clear direction. Do you want to understand if this person is truly a sign for you? Ask yourself the right questions, not questions of ego, but questions of faith. Does this person help you move toward your Lord, or does he or she distract you from what's essential? Because in Islam, compatibility isn't just about character or tastes. It's a matter of trajectories. Two souls walking toward Allah side by side. Not two bodies searching for each other in the dark, but two hearts moving forward into the light. Does this person respect boundaries? Does he or she help you maintain your haya, your calm, your modesty? Does his or her presence, even silently, remind you that you must purify yourself, elevate yourself, be better? Then it's no longer a simple attraction. It's a compatibility built on faith. And that's much rarer and much stronger. When Allah sends you someone who speaks little but enlightens you a great deal, who doesn't try to possess you but pushes you closer to your Creator, don't be blind. Because often the signs aren't spectacular, but the evidence is blatant. Too many people wait for a divine revelation when clarity is already before them, in their behavior, in their modesty, in their small sacrifices, in the way this person respects you even without promises, in the steadfastness of their faith, even when you drift a little further away. And it must be said, sometimes what you feel for this person, it's not a test, it's not a trap for your nerves, it's a compass, a well-calibrated message, a reminder that true love doesn't oppose faith, it's an extension of it. So if you want to know if this is the right path, don't look at how much you think about them. Look how much your faith grows when they're in your life. 4. Halal love always begins with inner peace. When Allah wants to unite two hearts, He doesn't forcefully push them toward each other. He approaches them gently, like two stars recognizing each other without ever colliding, like two rivers flowing in the same direction, without confusion, without rush. It's not a storm that invades you. It's not a burning obsession. It's a calming, a peace that descends without noise, without weight, without fear. Your heart doesn't stir. It settles. It doesn't throb with anguish. It breathes. And in that love, you don't go astray. You find your way. Because halal love doesn't take you. It elevates you. It doesn't possess you. It protects you. It doesn't shout. It reassures. And it always begins with inner peace. A peace you don't feel anywhere else. A peace that calls you to lay down your arms, to abandon false attachments, to return to what is essential, your Lord. It's not a flash in the pan. It's a continuous light, a light that doesn't dazzle you, but that illuminates your path. And this person, you're not attracted to them just because they're sweet or beautiful. You're attracted to them because they're aligned with what your soul seeks. They don't say, Come to me. They show you, without speaking, the path that leads to Allah. Perhaps it's a written love, a safe love, without manipulation, without confusion, a love that begins in the heart and remains pure because it is guided by faith. A love that doesn't cut you off from others, but reconnects you to the one who created you. So listen to your heart, not when it screams, but when it is at peace. Because halal love never begins in noise, it is born in calm, in the light, in that sacred silence where Allah places His rahmah, His mercy, between two souls ready to serve Him together. 5. Testing the sign. The art of acting. You feel the signs, you see them, you relieve them every day, but you still doubt. It's human, it's normal. Even when a heart is touched by light, it can tremble, because love, even lawful love, requires courage, discernment, active faith. So stop remaining frozen. Don't wait for everything to become clear on its own, because in life, clarity doesn't come just by looking, it comes by moving forward. Do you want to know if this person is truly a sign from Allah? Then take action. Pray, yes, but then act. Talk to your wali, seek wise advice, consult an imam, do things properly. Because if you believe that signs are enough without movement, you forget that even Musa, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, had to strike the sea for it to part. You see, it's not a matter of, I feel it strongly. It's a question of clarity. Is this person willing to follow boundaries with you? Do they respect your modesty, your pace, your faith? Do they speak of commitment or of pleasure? A true sign doesn't shy away from structure. It aligns with it. A true sign doesn't play with boundaries. It protects them. And you can't hope for a blessed relationship by remaining in eternal waiting. Seek halal, even if it's slower. Seek transparency, even if it's scary. And test this relationship with the criteria of faith, not society, not fleeting emotions. Allah loves hearts that move forward with intention, souls that don't let themselves be dominated by their desires, but who control their course. So ask Allah again and again, but also show Him that you are ready to move, to set boundaries, to chart a straight path. Because sometimes it is by walking that the sign becomes direction. And never forget, if Allah sends you signs, it is because He is waiting for you to rise up and follow them. If you feel this message speaks to you, it's not just a coincidence. If your heart was calmed while you were listening, if someone came back to you with clarity, don't turn your back on signs. Make dua, ask Allah to confirm, then move on. And if you want others to receive this light too, share this video, leave a sincere comment, send it to someone you care about. Because sometimes Allah uses even a simple video to reveal a long-awaited answer. You are not alone. Allah is enlightening you now,